What's up, guys? It's Smalls and
Biggs.
And we're back with another episode of the podcast.
That's right. And I'm back from the dead.
He's back from the dead. He died. Now he's back.
Yeah.
He's a zombie.
So I went to a men's conference. And I had a lot of fun there. Experienced a lot of things. It was just really good, like heart check and life check.
That's good. It's good to hear.
And stuff. It was super fun. I lost my voice like 2 hours into the trip. So we stayed up in Black Diamond Camp for 2 nights, 3 days.
Nice.
It was a team competition
and
thing. It was
you
250.
literally lost your voice.
Yeah. No, I couldn't talk. And there was 250 other guys there. There was about 30 in our group. Not from our church. We had about 17 from our church that came, but there was a church up in Seattle that was putting it on, so it was really good.
Sounds fun.
Called Forge Men's Conference if you're interested. They'll be doing it next year. But yeah, it was super fun. They had a lot of games. They ate Vegemite.
Wow.
For one of their contests.
Wow.
I did not eat Vegemite.
Wow.
This
sounds super fun.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we have you back.
I got sick from being shoulder to shoulder with everybody. Wow. So
it was. I want to thank Matt for jumping on and doing last week.
Thank you, Matt.
Hero right there.
Goat man.
But our actual topic today is about cryptids.
Yep, you know our love for cryptids.
We're getting scary. It's not even Halloween either. We're planning a series. We're having a meeting, and we have a series coming out probably by next week, the first episode.
Yep, probably.
We had a meeting today and try to figure out what we wanted to do and all that stuff. But we got it down. We just need to do some research, of course, which we usually do. Mm-hmm. So we just got to do some research. It's going to be cool because I'm going to make an intro for it, and it'll be posted on the Instagram for you guys to see as a little promotional thing. Mm-hmm. And I hope you guys really love it. But let's get into the spooky side of things today.
Yeah, you guys know our love for cryptids. And
it was really funny, too, because we were like, what should we do the podcast about? Like, what should we do it? I was like, why not? Let's just do it on cryptids.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So
I had a whole other idea, and then I was like, we're doing cryptids tonight.
Cryptids are the way to go.
It is also late night, too, so it's
it's like we were trying to do it earlier, but then once we decided to do cryptids, we had to pick them out, look up stories, look up the actual the definitional wiki about them.
It takes a long time.
Stories, so we would not.
These episodes take a long time, people.
Yeah. Especially when we have meetings before them. Yeah. It's like an extra, and now we have to sit here for an hour. It's 8:30 right now, so we have to sit here until 9:30.
It's like, man, I got school.
And we love doing this for you guys. I'm not gonna say we don't. We do. But let's start this.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, what's the first cryptid?
Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers. Okay.
Let's go here. Wait, what?
I gotta pull up the stories on my phone.
So I'm on Wikipedia here.
And I got the stories on my phone that I got off Reddit. I took screenshots of them, so I don't have to go through 42 different things on Reddit just to find the stories.
So it is a Navajo kind of creature.
Yeah.
And
Skinwalkers?
So in the Navajo language, sorry if I butcher this, it is called Yinaldushi. Something like that. I don't know if that's right. Somebody correct me.
Douchey. Okay, we'll probably saying that
wrong. And
it
translates by means of it goes on all fours. That's what it translates to.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
It is a summoning, I think. Hold on.
Wow.
Summoning by Navajo witches, and it's the opposite of Navajo. Sorry, Navajo.
Yeah.
The antithesis of Navajo cultural values. So that means like it's
So it's
just
like
the
the
opposite
anti.
of their morals.
It's the anti them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes around and shapeshifts into people and
Yeah.
eats them. Takes their skin.
Yeah. The Skinwalker Ranch. Have you watched that at all?
No, I haven't. The only time I watch stuff on Cryptid is when I'm just chilling watching some YouTube. And I just find it on my phone. I'll just scroll through YouTube. I'll be like,
Yeah.
this seems fun. And I just click on it. And then I course my mind, the way my mind works is like if I'm interested by something, I go down the rabbit hole of I want to learn more. Like, literally, I watched this guy, I think I've mentioned before, his name is John Solo. Like, that's his
John
YouTuber
Solo.
name. It's like John Solo. And
Is he a Star Wars guy?
No, he doesn't do stuff about
Well, like, does he like Star Wars?
I don't know.
I love Star
But
Wars.
he does. He finds the actual like stories of, his original stuff was like finding folk tales and like he'd be like, oh, this is the actual story of Little Mermaid. This is like the original, and then he got into mythology, so he'd be like, oh, this is what this god did and all of that stuff. So I really got interested in that, and a couple weeks back he did one about the Wendigo. I was like talking about it. I was like, dang. And it was cool to see because that dude I get really interested, and now he's doing it on Egyptian gods. They're weird.
Yeah.
No offense, but they're weird.
Yeah.
I think a lot of I try to do this so I could get in tune with like what they thought like gods were back then. Like figure out what they thought about gods, like how they saw theirs and all of that stuff, and understand why humanity is just so different now compared to then. And then you find that out by looking through their religion or their gods, because that was like a big thing back then. Was like you do what your gods do or you get punished.
Right.
Like Zeus did not mess around in Greek mythology. He would smite you down for no reason.
Yeah.
Or if you did something wrong. So I like also doing it on like cryptids of like where did it come from? Like who's the first one sighted and all that stuff. Finding out all the stuff. And then I get really creeped out and then I can't like sleep for a little bit. Because then I just have like flashing images of the cryptid or monster in my head. I'm like, stop it, I'm trying to sleep. Let me sleep in peace. So, what else about skinwalkers?
So they take the form of different animals or people. Like deers, coyotes, people.
Yeah.
So one thing, if you're ever in the wood, like if you're ever deep in the woods and you know there ain't nobody there and you hear like this person that's screaming for help and they keep screaming,
Don't go
over there.
I like saw this weird video. It was like someone was doing like finding creepy videos, and one of them was like this random dude standing in a cornfield like yelling.
Was he like a bald fat dude?
I don't know.
Oh.
Why? Have you seen one of
Yeah,
those?
I've
like
seen
that?
one of them. I've seen a couple of them. Or there's a lot of them with deers too, like where deers are just like, what is that thing
and
doing?
It'll be like screaming in a field. I'm like, I don't know if that's like the person or if it's like CGI, because CGI nowadays you can make
It's true.
anything.
If you're really good at it.
Or if it's acting or what, but
Yeah.
it creeps me out.
But they don't really know the customs to like how people do things. So they'll just cry for help so that people can come near them, and then they'll eat you probably or take your skin.
Yeah. Implies their name.
Yeah. So you have a scory. You have a
I have a story for you guys.
You have a story for
I got a
us.
story. You go.
Oh, you want me to read it? Okay. Okay.
Unless you want me to read that.
No, I got it.
I was just thinking I have dyslexia, so it's gonna take me a while so it makes sense. Unless we want Matt to like go behind the camera and read the stories, and we'll just react the whole time. Matt, you down for that? No, he shook his head no, guys. One of these days we'll get him to do something like that. One of these days.
All right, so here's the Skinwalker
What
story.
What is the name? I didn't even.
A strange creature on a tree in my friend's yard. I was outside with my best friend at her yard. At her yard.
At a whole yard.
We are at her village.
We are at a yard in a village in a house.
Who uses the word village anymore? I'm sorry.
Then he might not be from like up.
It's true.
Up here.
Okay, no, that's true. That's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like,
that was...
what if he's like, I don't know, from Ireland or something? That's the first place that came to my mind.
I was thinking America. There's not very many villages in America.
Yeah, that is true. We don't call them villages.
Yeah.
We call them towns.
Yeah, or
cities.
Yeah. So there is a small field next to us. We were sitting and saying we wanted to go to sleep, and I turned on the left branch of her tree and saw a brown thing. It had two eyes, small ones. It was pretty small.
What?
Seemed like an owl or a bat. As I got up, it fell off the tree. I went back to see what if it was gone. I was with my best friend when we were there. She went to bed. I forgot my t-shirt outside on the chair I was sitting, which was next to the branch. I took a knife and went alone there. Nothing was there. I absolutely have no idea what it was. It's probably... Yeah, no, I don't think that was a... I don't think that was a skinwalker, but...
Yeah, that's the only one I could find on Skinwalker.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
Yeah,
so I know if you look up videos on YouTube, you'll find a lot of them.
If you think about it, it's like... since we don't really have a story, I'm gonna spend like 10 seconds on this, but like imagine you're just there and you're minding your business, you're on a walk with your friend, you and your friend walking, your friend goes takes a piss, and while he's taking a piss, you see your friend on the opposite side of where he's going to go take a piss. You see him on the opposite side, like say your friend's right by you taking a piss, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna look away from it, and you see your friend in the forest looking at you. That would be creepy.
Yeah, that's actually a different cryptid, which is not on our list today, but I forget what it's called, but there is something that does do that.
You see a deer staring at you, wailing.
Yeah, you see a deer like doing a front flip,
just singing Chandelier.
Yeah.
What the heck? We gotta get out of here. This deer knows how to sing. And then it lures you in, and then it eats you.
It's sing one.
Oh my gosh.
Or sing three.
Oh, here you go.
So what is this
the
for?
next one for, I think it's Bigfoot.
Is that what
Bigfoot, because it says Oregon.
So we got Bigfoot. Next. My personal favorite. One that I advocate for the most.
Well, we grew up near where most Bigfoot sightings are.
Yeah, that's true. There was a lot of Bigfoot sightings where I used to live.
I remember we went on a family camp.
Yeah.
And we found like this like big, huge, like it looked like a nest.
Yes.
And we're like, it's Bigfoot's nest.
Yeah, I do remember that. I think it was a hog though.
Yeah. And we're like, we should camp out here. We should find it. Once it gets back here, we'll find it or something like that.
I did find one time when I was out by the coast in Seaside, I did find something like that too under a tree.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is definitely not normal. I remember I was young, but I remember thinking, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
I don't know any animals that do this. So I was like, this might be Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so yeah, Bigfoot, tall, hairy man. You know.
If you guys don't know Bigfoot, then where have you been living?
You under a rock?
Exactly. It's the most famous cryptid besides Loch Ness.
One thing that I have seen that's been circulating the internet lately
As well.
is the co-founder of BFRO, the Bigfoot Research Organization. He has a dead frozen Sasquatch, and he's been showing it on social media lately.
What?
Yeah. People have been saying it's fake. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it much, but
yeah. Has it been tested by the lab?
So he says that there's some type of government agency that is after him. So that's what I'm like. That's where I'm kind of like, okay, this seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Like this seems a little bit fake, but
yeah. Okay. Story time.
anyways, here's the story. When I was 3 years old, I lived in Grants Pass, Oregon. My mom used to take me to a park-like area near the Rogue River. It began to snow, so my mom said that we couldn't stay long. I used to play a little game where as soon as she turned her back to me, I would run off and do my own thing, leaving her to hunt me down.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like hide and seek. Anyway, it was my way of ditching authority. So the only thing about this one is like she's 3 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know how credible a 3-year-old story is, but
Bigfoot. That's only
we'll see.
Bigfoot story. The thing about Reddit, guys, if you haven't been on Reddit, I looked up these stories to like try to find one, and there would be like 14 people posted the same video. They're like, you should watch this. Has a bunch of scary stories in there, and I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to find a story for us to read. So I just clicked on the full one I could find that was a story.
I found a clearing in the woods with a pond. It had an old tree at one end of it. I went over to the tree and slipped into the mud. I didn't like to get dirty, especially in my clothes. Me neither. I was the same way as a kid. My mom used to dress me in fine clothes and suits often. I began to rub my hands back and forth into the mud. I noticed that the hands began to warm up, so I did it to the point of them getting really hot. At that moment, a portal opened up.
What? A portal opened up?
I didn't know what it was until I got older. Two beings stepped out of it.
What the heck?
One was very big. I think she found some weed at that park.
Yeah. I think that kid had a very good imagination. That's what that was. What?
Yeah.
That's hard. Okay, if this is real, then dang. But
then
like,
okay.
It seems pretty fake. How do you open a portal by rubbing your hands until they get warm? You know how many people have done that?
Okay,
Most of our ancestors did that when it was cold season. They just opened up portals.
Matt's opening a portal right now.
Oh my gosh. It's Bigfoot. He came through it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how he dodges everybody. He just looks at the
goes
portal.
through portals. That's what people think, actually, which I think is dumb. I just think he's an ape. That's
people
just
like
really
he's a
hard to
bit.
find.
He can time travel.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're weird.
He just stays in one period of time and comes here every now and then.
Yeah. So weird.
That's why there's sightings.
All right, I'm going to finish this story here. Two beings stepped out of it. One was very big and stocky and looked down at me with kind eyes and smiled. The other was smaller and lanky. He kind of looked menacing. I got up and ran because I've heard stories about Bigfoot and aliens from my dad. That's what these two looked like. I ran back out of the clearing and up to my mom and hugged her legs. She said, "Where did you go?" I was looking all over for you. I told her what happened and show her where you're gone.
Did she think one of them was an alien and one was Bigfoot? And they came out of the same portal at the same time?
Apparently.
The alien's like, "I'm here to take over the world."
Oh,
Bigfoot was like, "What's up, homie?"
She was 3 years old, so and the fact that her dad told her those stories, I just don't think that's that's real.
Kids have a very good imagination.
Yeah.
There'd be a different one if it was like, I've heard stories that were like, they're like, "Oh, I was 8 or I was 10 when I saw this," but like, it's hard to tell if it's true, because the only way you can tell it's true is if the person's telling it to you, because you could just see the terror in their eyes when they tell the story, if it's real.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you can't see that, then it's fake, most likely.
Most likely. Yeah. Or they just have a good
therapist. Because you do not see, most times when you see something you don't understand, you see it with fear and terror, not with loving eyes.
Yeah.
Unless you're a weirdo.
Yeah, the fact that I mean, like, even 8 or 10 years old, if you say that a portal opened up and 2 beings walked out of it, one was really tall and smiled at me, and then one was...
Even if you're in your, 40s and you said that, people would be like, or in your 20s, people would be like, were you on shrooms or something?
It's because I've never heard a story like that before. That's also another reason. Yeah. Never heard a story like that before.
It'd be different if people are like, "Oh, it happens all the time."
Yeah, if there was multiple stories like that, then maybe. Yeah. All right, what do we got next?
The next one is the Mothman. One of my favorites. That's actually one of my favorite cryptids.
So, out of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Owl Man. Different thing, apparently. Did not know
There's
that.
An Owl Man?
Apparently.
Bro, I need...
So yeah, it's a...
I wish I knew.
Humanoid creature. Seen in Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967.
It's not as common.
The first newspaper was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966. Titled, Couples See Man-Sized Bird. Creature. Something.
It's Mothman.
So, yeah. That's all I
really... Moth.
That's all I really got.
Doo-boo-doo-boo-boo. Mothman.
There has been a photo in 2016 about that shows the Mothman, supposedly.
Where is it?
Can
you find it?
I don't know. We might be able to find it.
I won't put it in the video, but I want to know. I could put it in the video, but it's just like a lot of work to figure that out.
Oh, never mind. This is nothing. This is the opposite. It is a photo of an owl carrying a snake. So,
well, I got a story for us. Oh, a fun fact about the Mothman is supposedly they think he destroyed a bridge, or he was there warning them, or he was there. His bad luck
did see that
made the bridge crash or something like that. Matt has another theory where he was just there being like, "Homies, don't go on that bridge. It's gonna collapse."
Yeah, he told him.
What?
He told him.
Who told him? Oh,
Matt.
Mothman.
To
Matt. Mothman, are you the Mothman? Matt's Mothman, guys. That's why he's so cool. Do you like lights? Is that what's up?
Yeah.
So you're really attracted to that.
He's like... to the ring light.
Do you know how scary that would actually be? You just chilling at home, you got a super bright light, and you just turn around and to grab something, and you turn back, and there's just a man at your window.
It's just Matt.
Looking in, and and it's a moth, and you're like, I must be on drugs or something.
Did somebody?
It's like banging on the window and it can speak and it's like, give me the light.
Yeah, that's funny.
You turn off the lights. You're like, no, thank you. Okay, here's the story. Aw, I bet you Mothman's a pretty chill man, though.
No, I don't think so. I think
You don't think he is?
I think he causes many accidents.
Hey, that's
So
messed up. Maybe he doesn't mean to, okay? He tries to help.
yeah,
He's a
child
man
support.
that's a moth, okay? Okay? He just wants the light.
We're gonna go to the story here. The night was dark and cloudy, with only the faint light of the moon peeking through the thick canopy of trees. Dude, I want to read like this all the time.
What?
As I walked along the deserted
No, I just did.
road on my way home from the local market, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I quickened my pace, my heart pounding in my chest. Just as I was about to break into a run, I heard a rustling in the trees above me. I looked up and gasped in shock as I saw a pair of glowing red eyes staring down at me. The creature that emerged from the shadows was unlike anything I had ever seen before. It was tall, lanky, with wings like a moth, and a face that was a twisted mix of human and insect. I stood frozen in fear, unable to move as the creature advanced on me. It hissed and clicked its mandibles, its eyes burning with otherworldly intelligence. Just when I thought it was going to attack, the being suddenly turned and flew off into the night. I was left shaken and confused, but strangely exhilarated. I had just had a close encounter with the legendary Mothman. I knew that my life would never be the same again.
Bro, I just met the Mothman. I was just trying to.
I like when you did otherworldly intelligence and you went.
Yeah. And then when he was playing with his nipples, I was like,
What?
or whatever he was doing with his nipples. I don't know.
What? Where'd you get nipples
Did you not
from?
hear that? You read something where it was like, I'm pretty sure you said something.
Hold on. What?
Twisted mix. It was when he walked towards the person.
Oh, his face. It was twisted mix between.
Oh, I hold twisted nipples. I was like, what is he twisted?
He's like walking towards you. Purple nurple.
He's just doing this. Why won't he just...
He's doing it on himself.
Yeah. Mothman plays head games, okay?
He's trying to confuse
He's out
you.
there making you confused, making you doubt yourself. Oh my.
Oh my goodness. See, okay, so this story is actually like, this is a good story. Seems like
Yeah.
it could be real.
Yeah. It's still funny. Just
Still
imagine.
funny.
Exactly.
Otherworldly intelligence.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. We have too much fun. Okay, it's the Jersey Devil.
Well, hold on. We gotta talk about the story and the credibility of the story.
Which one?
I think
The
it's
Jersey
credible.
Devil?
No,
The
no,
other one?
the other one.
I think that's actually it. It seems real.
It
be
seems
honest.
like a real encounter. The only thing that I'm confused about is
Why he's twisting his nipples.
why did he run away? I'm confused on that part. That's the only
Mothman?
thing. Yeah. You know, what did
Well, it is a moth.
she turn off her light?
Yeah. Well, she fell.
No, she didn't.
Oh. Yeah, I thought
No,
you
she
said she
stood
fell
there.
to the ground or something like that.
No.
Oh.
She stood there in fear, frozen fear.
Well, what probably happened is the Mothman got close to see like what it was. Because it wanted to know what it was.
Maybe.
And then like ran off once it saw
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I wonder what's happened
Or
to the
maybe
lady
clouds
since.
will like covering the moon, so the light wasn't shining as much.
Could be.
And then the clouds disappeared, so then it was like, oh, clouds. Well, not clouds, but oh, the moon, and like started flying.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Because it is part moth.
It's a weird encounter though. Like
Yeah.
if that happened to you, like, my goodness.
If a man walks towards me twisting. But like, just imagine you see that. That'd be insane. And twisting its nipples would be even more insane. I'd be like, what type of games is it playing?
Right.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Is that how it communicates? I ain't doing that.
Otherworldly intelligence, man. That might just be the key to unlocking our brains.
Just the Mothman's like, oh, I know what you're saying. I got you. Okay, now we're on
Tune in the radio.
Jersey Devil. New
Okay,
Jersey Devil.
Let's see if I have anything on
It's
it.
another Cryptid.
Okay.
Dog-like
Native to the
devil
Pine
thing.
Barrens of New Jersey. Often described as having hooves, a snake's tail, bat wings, and a head that looks something like a horse. While there are many stories detailing the origin of the Jersey Devils, sightings have been reported beginning in the 1700s and continuing on until the past decade. The creature is deeply rooted in folklore and legend in the area and is still mildly popular in various media, from sports teams, the Jersey Devils,
Yeah, if you guys
to
didn't
video
know,
games.
I recommend not looking up New Jersey Devil on Reddit by just that. It'll show you just NHL. It's literally it. You have to type in Cryptid with it.
Yeah.
Sucks.
So yeah, it's been around since we've come to America, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. Like, so seems like a very credible thing.
Okay. Here's the story.
Story of my Abby's FaceTiming me. Sorry, Abby. Love you. Okay. All right. Here's this story. When I was 14 or so in 2003, I saw what looked like an orangutan lemur hybrid watching me from the trees. When it realized I was looking at it, it took off into the trees and disappeared. This was in western North Carolina. Nothing like that should have been around here. For a few years, I looked for articles about someone's escaped exotic pet, but never found anything. Eventually, just wrote it off. Years later, I heard a lore episode about the Pukwudgie.
What the?
So this is not even a Jersey Devil. Hold on.
I clicked on it. And
But we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it anyways.
Okay.
And I immediately got chills because the description matched what I saw. I'm still not sure what happened. A few months ago, I was dumb enough to wander into the same patch of woods. I got nailed by a rock. And when I look up, I saw a small outline ducking around like it was watching my reaction. Again, when it recognized I was looking at it, it took off. So,
Oh no, that was a different cryptid. I'm sorry, guys. I was just rushing.
yeah, so that was not the Jersey Devil. That was a Pukwudgie. I'm going to look that up right now so we can see.
Chupacabra! Oh, my chupacabra one is
Delaware. So I see Pukwudgie. It looks like an elf
Oh,
or a dwarf.
What?
Looks like a dwarf or an elf.
What the?
I don't
Oh my
think
gosh!
I'm getting the right.
Are they
It's a
playing D&D?
goblin? I know. That's what I'm.
D&D in real life? Is that what's happening?
Oh no, I'm on Harry Potter Wiki. That's.
I was like, what the heck? Why is... Well,
Hold
sorry. I was trying to find a story about New Jersey Devil, but I couldn't. maybe next time we do cryptids, we're gonna tell Matt in advance and have him find stories for us, so I don't have to lose my sanity trying to find a story. And Matt's really good at finding good stories.
It's like 2 to 3 feet tall.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little weird looking guy.
Bro, I'm gonna dab it up. Oh, it eats meat. Never mind. Is that meat or is that arrows? The heck?
I can see why he made a lemur orangutan kind of deal.
Bro,
You see that, Matt?
it's straight out of...
A little bit. Yeah. You can see where he made that. I saw a cryptid in my yard yesterday morning.
What?
It was a possum about the size of Dutton.
Wow.
It was this fat, and it was like this tall. It was a giant possum. I thought it was a pig.
Sure, it was just an obese possum that grew.
That had steroid injections?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
Might have
never
been.
know. You never know nowadays.
But yeah, it was crazy.
I remember when I was younger, and I think you were over, and we thought there was a panther in my backyard.
Yeah, I remember that.
We saw like something big in my backyard on all fours, and we were like, "It's painful." Yeah, but we don't know what it was.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Huh.
Oh. Maybe that's a cryptid we saw.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just kids high on candy.
Sugar. True.
But
So I'll read one of the sightings for the Jersey Devils.
okay, what's one of the sightings?
So, hold on. 1927,
New Jersey.
1937, July 27th, an unknown animal with red eyes seen by residents of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, was compared to the Jersey Devil by a reporter of the Pennsylvania Bulletin of July 28th, 1937. In 1951, a group of Gibbstown, New Jersey boys claimed to see a monster matching the devil's description, and claims of a corpse matching the Jersey Devil's description arose in 1957. In 1960, tracks and noises heard near Mays Landing were claimed to be from the Jersey Devil.
What noise do you think it makes? No, that's a pig noise. What would it make?
In 1937, near South
What
Pittsburgh,
sound does a horse make? Something like that.
there was a kangaroo-like beast. Was reported by several witnesses over a 5-day period and have killed and partially devoured several animals, including ducks, geese, German Shepherd, police dog, and other dogs. Oh.
Wow, it likes dogs.
A witness described the animal as looking like a large kangaroo running and leaping across the field.
Wow.
Interesting. One of the weird creatures that many investigators prefer to ignore. When it's thought to be an undiscovered species of animal, it is generally classified as a living pterodactyl, perhaps a genus similar to Dimorphodon. Interesting. That's a cute little... That's actually a pretty cute little guy.
I like that. Okay. Oh, you ready? Ready for Chupacabra? Chupacabra. We're moving on to Chupacabra. Chupacabra.
All right. I don't think I have anything for the Chupacabra. So I think this is all you. But yeah, sucks goat blood. That's Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Okay, ready for the story? Here you go. Here's the story. Chupacabra.
Sorry, I gotta text Abby.
I'll start the story off with my dyslexia.
All right. Good luck.
This story is from my time in the National Guard. I don't remember the exact year, but somewhere between, I think, 2012 to 2015. For obvious reasons, I can't give exclusive. I don't even know what that says. Oh, right there.
For obvious reasons, I can't give exact specifics.
Specifics on some whatever, but I will share as much as HIPAA. What? The Navy allows me. It's HIPPA. What?
Let me see.
It's literally it's right there.
HIPAA in the military.
In the military allows. For context, I was a combat medic. And what? I lost my track already. Medic in the NG. National Guard. Yeah, it just says NG. And I was doing my 2-week training somewhere in the California desert. My duties were to preserve medical supplies for the soldiers, preserve the medical supplies for the soldiers, doing combat training and drills for the, a lot of more. There you go.
I'm good.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about more technical difficulties happen.
Yeah.
We'll see if it keeps going
It's
here.
because anytime I move at all, my finger plugs.
Okay, so a lot of more serious and crazy events happened during this event. But this is one that involves the chupacabra. So sometime during the 2 weeks I was running the clinic, we received a call a soldier was coming in that was a result of an animal attack. Me, my sergeant, who was above me, and our lieutenant, who was a physician's assistant,
Okay, ready? Continue.
all gave each other the looks like, what are we about to see? After some time, the ambulance arrived from the field and brought this guy, and I triaged him. Sorry, I don't know these terms.
I know. The
Triaged? Okay. At this point in the story, everything went off the rails. The guy had several lacerations on his face, about 2 to 4 inches long. I don't remember the exact number of scratches. It's been at least 5 years. Cleaned up the wounds and dressed them up the best I could and wrote up my report. The soldier told me they were out doing a night patrol when something in the darkness jumped him, attacked his face, then disappeared into the night. After our PA talked to him, he wrote down his official story, which to this day is part of the official military record.
Wow.
This is a real document, although I highly doubt anyone could find it since it's a sealed military document. He wrote down in his report that the soldier was attacked by an unknown animal while out in the desert. It was most likely a bat attack, but it could be a chupacabra attack or something similar to that.
So
now I know that everyone is thinking that this is just a bat that either had rabies or was spooked by the patrol, and my PA wrote this in the report as a joke, and you are almost certainly right. But what is incredible about this story is that the Army has on record a confirmed possible chupacabra attack. We took the soldier to the hospital.
Is that the whole story?
Round of rabies shots. Yeah.
Wow.
It's an actual military document, which is
that's lame. Though.
Interesting, which is funny. I mean, it's cool.
Lame.
I mean, not cool for the dude that got his face all scratched up, but
it's lame.
I mean,
like, it's cool that there's supposedly a document out there that says that the dude might have got attacked by a chupacabra or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you didn't go into any details. You were like, the dude showed up, scratches on his face.
I mean, he didn't really have any other. The guy
It'd
probably
been cool
couldn't
if
see
the
anything.
guy that got scratched.
Yeah, but he didn't see anything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So that's the thing.
That sucks.
I mean, they're 2 to 4 inches long of.
Okay, you ready for the next cryptid?
Yes, I am. What is
trying
the
to
next
get through the last 2 stories, and they're long.
Okay.
So the next one is the one you've been waiting for, the Wendigo.
Oh! I was hoping for the Loveland frog.
No, I couldn't find a story on that.
I have one.
We gotta do another one of these eventually.
I know.
And do more, but the ones we didn't get to. But yeah.
So the Wendigo, a mythical creature or evil spirit originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lakes native, as well as some First Nations. It is based in and around the east coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains region of the United States, and the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada. Grouped in modern ethnology as speakers of... I'm not going to even try to say that. I'm sorry. The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings. The Wendigo is said to involve feelings of insatiable greed, hunger, and the desire to cannibalize other humans, and the desire to commit murder in those that fall under its influence.
I heard a different description of like how Wendigo's made.
Yes, I did too.
It's, the one I heard was like, it's when a person is starving, like hasn't been fed in a very long time, and then eats human flesh.
Yeah.
And then that is like them giving into the Wendigo. It's like...
Well, it's actually there's something called
non-human or something.
There's something called the Wendigo psychosis.
Yeah.
Which is when somebody. So let's see.
Eats
symptoms
people.
Such as intense craving to human flesh and an intense fear of becoming a cannibal.
Oh my gosh.
So the fear of becoming a cannibal.
I don't think I would ever get to that point where I'd become a cannibal.
No, I'd die before then.
Yeah, that's just messed up. I don't think I ever would want to eat someone. Especially when there's pizza.
Yeah.
Of all things. Okay, here's the story.
The story of the Wendigo.
3 screenshots of it. That's
really?
Same with the goat man. With the goat man.
Okay.
So
I'm going to read this one a little fast.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a ton of time.
Yeah, we don't go.
The Wendigo. A wealthy man wanted to go hunting in a part of northern Canada where few people had ever hunted. He traveled to a trading post and tried to find a guide to take him. But no one would do it. It was too dangerous, they said. Finally, he found an Indian who needed money badly, and he agreed to take him. The Indian's name was Defago. I don't want to try saying that again. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. They made camp in the snow near a large frozen lake. For 3 days they hunted, but they had nothing to show for it.
Wow.
Third night, a windstorm came up.
Wow.
They lay in their tent listening to the wind howling and the trees whipping back and forth. To see the storm better, the hunter opened the tent flap. What he saw startled him. There wasn't a breath of air stirring, and the trees were standing perfectly still. Yet he could hear the wind howling, and the more he listened, the more it sounded as if it were calling Defago's name. Or Defago's. Defago, it called. Defago. I must be losing my mind, the hunter thought. But Defago had gotten out of his sleeping bag. He was huddled in a corner of the tent, his head buried in his arms. What's this all about? The hunter asked. It's nothing, Defago said. But the wind continued to call to him, and Defago became more tense and more restless. Defago, it called.
I'm trying to make it.
Suddenly, he jumped to his feet, and he began to run from the tent. But the hunter grabbed him and wrestled him to the ground. You can't leave me out here, the hunter shouted. Then the wind called again, and Defago broke loose and ran into the darkness.
I was like, who was that?
I gotta read this fast. We don't have much time.
Go.
Defago broke loose and ran into the darkness. The hunter could hear him screaming as he went. Again and again he cried, "Oh, my fiery feet, my burning feet of fire." Then his voice faded away, and the wind died down. At daybreak, the hunter followed Defago's tracks in the snow. They went through the woods, down toward the lake, then out onto the ice. But soon he noticed something strange. The steps Defago had taken got longer and longer. They were so long no human could have taken them. It was as if something had helped him to hurry away. The hunter followed the tracks out to the middle of the lake, but there they disappeared. At first, he thought that Defago had fallen through the ice, but there wasn't any hole. Then he thought that something had pulled him off the ice into the sky. But that made no sense. As he stood wondering what happened, the wind picked up again. Soon it was howling as if it had the night before. Then he heard Defago's voice. It was coming from up above, and again he heard Defago screaming, "My fiery feet, my burning feet." But there was nothing to be seen. Now the hunter wanted to leave the camp as fast as he could. He went back to camp and packed. Then he left some food for Defago, and he started out. What a nice guy. Weeks later, he reached civilization. The following year, he went back to hunt in that area again. He went to the same trading post to look for a guide. The people there could not explain what happened to Defago that night, but they had not seen him since then. Maybe it was the Wendigo, one of them said, and he laughed. It's supposed to come with the wind. It drags you along at great speed until your feet are burned away, and more of you than that. Then it carries you into the sky and drops you. It's just a crazy story, but that's what some of the Indians say. A few days later, the hunter was at the trading post again. An Indian came in and sat by the fire. He had a blanket wrapped around him, and he wore his hat so that you couldn't see his face. The hunter thought there was something familiar about him. He walked over and asked, "Are you Defago?" The Indian didn't answer him. "Do you know anything about him?" No answer. He began to wonder if something was wrong, if the man needed help, but he couldn't see his face. "Are you all right?" he asked. No answer. To get a good look at him, he lifted the Indian's hat. Then he screamed. There was nothing under the hat but a pile of ashes.
Oh my! Wow, that's intense. We gotta move fast though for the last one.
Yeah.
But what did you think of that story?
I think it was a story. I don't think it was actually a.
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
I've
actually heard a story that was like that, and it like creeped me out. Just to think of like the whole like my feet are burning, whole thing.
Fiery feet.
Just imagine that, and you hear the wind like.
Calling your name.
But it's your name also with the wind. So it's like
call out my name.
Like imagine just chants, but also with the wind. That would be creepy. Yeah.
I gotta point out the ninjin.
The
ninjin. If you don't know what that is,Ningen. It looks like just a little silly frog guy that's in the bottom of the ocean in Antarctica.
Matt
just
really
look him
likes
up.
him.
Look up a video.
Matt really likes him.
Yeah, he's just a goofy looking guy.
That will be the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we don't really
watch
have
out
time for
our next series.
Yes,
coming out. We'll do another one of these afterwards, probably, because it's like the easiest thing for us to do.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do another one of these with cryptids. All of that stuff. Comment down below if you want to see an actual series from us where we do like on just as like YouTube videos, and we'll like deep dive and do one cryptid poll video and talk about them and all that stuff. But we love y'all, and we hope you have a good day and
a good week.
See y'all next time. This is none other than Smalls and
Bigs.
Bye.